Hello students, welcome to Science Learning Gateway. I hope you all are doing good. So today we are going to discuss class 8 science chapter number 8 describing motions question answers. Some question answers are given in your textbook in the exercise part. Those question answers we are going to discuss today. And numericals are also there. So go through the video clearly so that you'll get the concept, which formulas you should use, what are the steps to solve the numericals. Those things you'll learn in this section. Okay, the explanation of the video I have already uploaded. You can check that in class 8 science playlist, and if you go through the video, read your textbook. If after that also if you have some doubt, then you can comment in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubt or make a separate video for that. Okay, so let's get started with our discussion of the exercise question answers of chapter number 8 describing motion. First question is choose the correct answer. In this, four options are given. Among the four options, we have to choose which one is the correct answer. First question, what we have, uniform circular motion is called continuously accelerated motion. Mainly because, what is the question? Uniform circular motion, okay, is called continuously accelerated motion. Why? Why it is called so? First option, we have direction of motion changes. Second one, speed remains the same. Velocity remains the same. Direction of motion does not change. See, circular motion, uniform circular motion. Uniform means which will take place in equal interval of which will cover equal distance in equal interval of time, is called continuously accelerated motion. So why it is called continuously accelerated motion? Because direction of motion changes in this one. Okay, you have to remember that this is called so because direction of motion changes. So this is the answer for that. Next question, what we have, a cricketer hits a sixer. The cricket ball moves off with a velocity of 2 meter per second. Okay, one cricketer is there, he hits a sixer, and the cricket ball moves with a velocity of 2 meter per second. Velocity is 2 meter per second in this case, and falls down. Its initial velocity while falling down will be, when the ball will fall down on the ground, that time what will be the velocity of that ball? It will be 0 because the ball came to rest position. So the initial velocity that time will be 0 meter per second. Okay, so the correct answer is 0 meter per second, because when the ball will fall, it will be in the rest position, and that time the velocity will become 0. Okay, now we'll move towards the fill in the blanks. So first question in fill in the blanks is, the SI unit of acceleration is, what is the SI unit of acceleration? Meter. You can write like this, meter per second square. Like this also you can write, or if you can write like this also, meter per second square, or you can write the complete sentence, meter per second square. Okay, so the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Next question we have, velocity has both speed and dash. So velocity, as we know, it is a vector quantity. It will have speed also and it will have direction also, right? So it is, answer is direction. Third question what we have, if an object starts from A and comes back to A, its displacement will be, when I have explained the chapter, that time I have told you, if a person will start his journey from A and if he will go to point B, and again if he will come back to A, that time displacement will be 0. Okay, but distance can't be 0. I have told you that distance cannot be 0, but displacement will be 0 when an object or person comes back to its original position. So in this case also, object has started from point A and again he came back to the same point A. So in this case displacement will be 0. So we have finished the fill in the blanks. Now we'll move towards the numerical section. First question what we have in numerical. Listen to this numerical carefully and understand it carefully so that you can solve the numericals easily in your exam. An object is moving in a circular path of radius 3.5 meter. One object is there. It is moving in a circular path. Okay, like this it is moving in a circular path. And the radius of the circular path is 3.5 meter. Okay, 3.5 meter is the radius of that circular path. It completes one full cycle. What will be the displacement and what is the distance traveled? Suppose the person has started from here, or object has started. He has completed one full circle. So in that case, what will be the displacement? Okay, that we have to find. And what is the distance traveled? Two things we have to find in this question: displacement and distance traveled. So first of all, whenever you will solve the numerical, you should write the things which are given in the question. So in this question, only radius has been given to us, so we will write radius is equal to 3.5 meter. Okay, since the person has started his journey from this point and again he is coming back to the same point, so the initial point, starting point and ending point is same. So in that case, displacement will be 0. Just now I have told you, if the starting point and the ending point will be same, in that case the displacement will be 0. So first part we have got that answer, that displacement is 0. Next part we have to find distance traveled. So what is the definition of distance traveled? The length of the total path or length of the actual path covered by an object is called the distance. So how much distance that object has covered from this point to this point? So it is a circle. Since it is a circle, and this is the circumference of the circle. So what is the formula used for calculating the circumference of circle? 2 pi r, where r is the radius. So that same formula we have to apply for distance also, because as the object is moving in a circular path, it is a circle having a circumference. So the same formula you have to write for distance. So distance traveled is equal to 2 pi r. 2 you have to multiply with pi. What is the value of pi? 22 by 7. Like this you have to write 2 into 22 by 7 into 3.5. Correct? Now if you will remove this decimal, you will get 10 over there. 7 1 is 7, 7 5 is 35. 5 1 is 5, 5 2 is 2. 2 will cancel out. You will get the answer as 22 meter. Since it is distance, you have to write the unit as meter, because the radius is also given in meter. That's why we have written radius as distance as 22 meter. I hope you all have understood this numerical. If you have doubt, you can comment in the comment section. I will try to clear the doubt. Next question, question number 2. In question number 2, an object changes its velocity from 30 meter per second to 40 meter per second. An object is there whose first velocity is 30 meter per second, and after that the second velocity is 40 meter per second in a time interval of 2 seconds. So what is the time given over there? 2 seconds. What is its acceleration? So if 30 meter is the first velocity, then we will call it as initial velocity, and it is represented by the letter u, small u, and 40 meter is called the final velocity, and it is represented by the letter v, small v. 40 meter per second, and time t is equal to 2 seconds. We have to calculate acceleration. So what is the formula for calculating acceleration? A is equal to change in acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time. So change in velocity we can write final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time. Final velocity we know it is equal to 40. Initial velocity is 30 and time is also given as 2. 40 minus 30 is 10 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 fives are 10. The answer is 5 meter per second square, because the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. We have to write over there 5 meter per second square. Okay, so this is the very easy numerical, but only you have to remember the formula for acceleration. It is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time, v minus u by t. Next, question number 3. An object at rest starts moving. Suppose one object is there, first it is at rest. Okay, suppose one car is there which is at rest, parked on the road, but after that it starts moving. It covers a distance of 2 meter in 1 second. Okay, in 1 second how much distance he has covered? How much distance he moved? 2 meter in 1 second he has moved. It covers a further distance of 5 meter in 2 seconds. Then in next 2 seconds he has covered a distance of 5 meter in the same direction. What is the average velocity and acceleration? In this question we have to find the average velocity as well as acceleration. Okay, so what are the things which are given in the question that we have to write first? Distance travel in 1 second. How much distance he has traveled in 1 second? 2 meter. That we have written. Second line, distance traveled in 2 seconds is equal to 5 meter. Now what will be the total distance? We have to add this 2. 5 plus 2, 7. The total distance traveled is equal to 7 meter. And what will be the total time? 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3 seconds. Total time taken to cover 7 meter distance. This is the total distance. So time taken to cover this 7 meter distance is equal to 3 seconds. And now what is the formula for calculating average velocity? It is equal to total distance traveled divided by total time taken. Average velocity is equal to total distance traveled divided by total time taken. So what is total distance? 7. And what is the total time? 3. And if you divide 7 with 3, you will get 2.3 meter per second. And the unit of velocity is meter per second. So the unit of average velocity is also meter per second. Now we will calculate acceleration. Formula of acceleration you all know. But over there we'll use different formula. The three formulas which we have learned for equation of motion, from that we will use, because in this question initial velocity we don't know, final velocity is also not given in the question. We only know about the distance and time. So using these quantities only we have to solve the equation. So this equation we'll use, and this equation is known as equation of motion. Three equations of motion are there. From that this is one of the equation. What is the formula? S is equal to ut plus half at square. U is given in the question. When we have read the question, an object is at rest starts moving. At rest means its initial velocity must be 0 at that time, because that object is at rest. Distance, total distance was 7, that we have written 7 in place of u. Initial velocity is 0. Time t, that also we will write into t plus half at square. A is acceleration, that we don't know, and t is our total time. How much we have calculated? 3. Okay, that 3 square we have to write. This t also you can write as 3 over there, but if you will multiply 3 with 0, you will get 0 only, because anything if you will multiply with 0 will get 0. So this will be 0 plus half a. A is, we don't know, 3 square is 9. So total how much you will get? Half into 9. Half a into 9. How much you will get? 9a by 2. Then next step what will be? 9a divided is equal to 7. So in this case 9a is equal to 2 will go that side, 7 into 2. Again a is equal to 7 to the 14 divided by 9 you will get. But that will be equal to 1.5 meter per second square. And this is the acceleration of this one. So you have to use this formula for calculating the acceleration, because distance is given over there. Initial velocity we know it is 0 because the object is at rest. Time also we know. So we can use this by calculating this formula. Okay. Next question. So there are 3 numericals in this chapter. Those 3 numericals you have to practice, and some of the numericals are given in the example sections also. So those numericals if you will practice, you can easily solve this question. These questions will only come in your exam. So you can, if you will go through the formulas as well as the numericals, you can easily solve those questions. Now we'll move towards the question answer section. The first question what we have: if a body is moving with uniform velocity in a given direction, means one body or object is there that is moving with a uniform velocity in a particular direction, in a given direction, its acceleration will be 0. Why the acceleration of that body will be 0? We have to write that reason. Okay, so what is the answer? The acceleration will be 0 in given situation because there is no change in velocity in unit time. Okay, so why acceleration is 0 in this one? Because there is no change in velocity in unit time. That's why acceleration is 0. Okay, next question. Distinguish between speed and velocity. When I have explained the chapter that time also, I have explained the differences between speed and velocity. The same differences will write over there also. First point what we can write? The first definition we can write for both of them. Speed is a rate of change of distance. We have compared speed with distance, so we'll write it is a rate of change of distance. And velocity is a rate of change of displacement. We have to connect this velocity with displacement. Speed is a scalar quantity. S for speed, S for scalar. Velocity is a vector quantity. V for velocity, V for vector. Like this you will not confuse. Okay, so you should remember that one. Speed has only magnitude. Since scalar quantities are those quantities which will have only magnitude, so speed will also have magnitude, and velocity has both magnitude and direction. SI unit of speed is meter per second. SI unit of displacement is also meter per second. This is a very important question. You should learn this answer properly. You can easily get 2 marks, 3 marks in this question. Next question what we have: distinguish between distance traveled and displacement. This also I have discussed when I have explained the chapter. So we'll write the we'll make this table like this. We'll make 2 columns, and after that we'll write the differences. The first point we'll write there definition. The distance is the actual length of the path covered by an object. This is the definition which we have read. The actual length of path covered by an object is called distance. The displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final position of the body. Displacement, I have told you that it is the shortest distance between the initial and final position of the body. Distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Distance has only magnitude, but displacement will have both magnitude and direction. Distance cannot be zero, but displacement can be zero. We have seen this through an example. Next question. What is uniform and non-uniform speed? Uniform and non-uniform speed, like we have uniform motion, non-uniform motion, like that we have uniform speed and non-uniform speed. So what is uniform speed? If an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, it is said to have uniform speed. If the object will cover equal distance, suppose it will cover 2 kilometer in 2 minutes, then again it will cover 2 kilometer in next 2 minutes, then we can say that it will have uniform speed. Now what is non-uniform speed? If an object covers unequal distance, over there you have to write unequal distance in equal interval of time, then it is said to have non-uniform speed. Suppose an object is covering 2 km in 2 seconds, then again in next 2 seconds it is covering 4 kilometers, then it is having unequal distance, so that is called non-uniform speed. Okay, now the last question. While mentioning acceleration, the time is mentioned 2 times. Why? Means we used to write the unit of acceleration as meter per second square. Like this we used to write. SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So while mentioning acceleration, why time is mentioned 2 times? They're asking in this question. So we have to prove this. Velocity is, first of all, we'll start with velocity, because velocity is the rate of change of displacement of body, and we used to relate acceleration with velocity only. So first of all we'll start with velocity. Velocity is the rate of change of displacement of a body in unit time. So what is the formula for velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. And now what is acceleration? Acceleration is a change in velocity of a body in unit time. So velocity is the rate of change of displacement and acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Correct? So now we'll write the formula. Acceleration A is equal to V minus U by T, change in velocity divided by time. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. Final velocity again we can write in terms of displacement by time. The final velocity. So what we will write? Final displacement, and this is U is our initial velocity. We can write initial displacement divided by T, and this T we can write at the bottom. Okay, and now if T will come down, it will become T into T. T if will multiply with T, it will become T square. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by T square. So while mentioning acceleration, time is mentioned 2 times, because you can see 2 times time is there. So we have to write T square in this case. Okay, so once again I will tell you what formula of acceleration is: V minus U divided by T. V is your final velocity, U is initial velocity, and T is time. If you will write final velocity minus initial velocity in terms of displacement by time, then what you will write? Final displacement minus initial displacement divided by time, right? Then T will be multiplied with T, it will become T square. That's why we used to write acceleration in acceleration 2 times T. Next one, extended activity question is there. Sometimes I have seen that this question is also asked in the exam. That's why I have explained this question in this section. Okay. Represent the following motion by a graph. See, velocity is given over there, time is given over there. 40 meter per second in 1 second, 30 in 2, 20 in 3, and 10 in 4. So we have to represent this motion by a graph. The first of all, we'll plot a graph for velocity and time. Okay, time we will represent in x-axis, and in y-axis will represent the velocity. So you can mark a point in 1 second it has covered how much distance? 40 seconds. In 2 seconds how much distance it has covered? 30. Okay, this one 30 point. And in 3 seconds it has covered 20. And in 4 seconds it has covered 10. You will get this points. So you have to draw a straight line like this. So this will be your graph for velocity and time. Then in this one, 2 questions are also asked. Find the acceleration. Okay, so what is the formula for acceleration? Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So what is final velocity in this one? Final velocity is your 40, initial velocity is 10. 40 minus 10, and time also we have to take like this, 4 minus 1. Okay, because 4 is greater than 1, so you have to take 4 minus 1. So you will get 10 meter per second square. 10 meter per second square is the answer for acceleration. Next one, find the time taken when the velocity is 35 meter per second. Velocity is given as 35 meter per second. That time we have to find the time. So time taken to travel a distance of 35 meter per second is 1.5 second. Suppose this one, if you take for 40, when the velocity is 40, the time is 1. Okay, when the velocity is 30, time is 2. Then for 35, the time will be 1.5. From the graph only we can understand this one. The time will be 1.5 when the velocity is 35. So you can easily write the answer through this graph. I hope you all have understood. If you have any doubt in the question answers, then you can comment in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubt. And if you have understood the numericals also, then also it's good. And if go through the differences of speed and velocity, distance and time. These questions are very important, and the numericals as well. In this chapter, numericals are very important, differences are important, and the units also. The SI unit of speed, velocity, distance, time, acceleration, those SI unit also you should learn properly. Thank you for watching my channel, and if this tutorial is helpful for you, then please like it and share it with your friends also, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you will get the notification for that. And if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to it, and if you have any doubt in any topic or any chapter, you can comment in the comment section. I will help you out. Thank you for watching my channel.